Good morning. For this assignment, I interviewed, we'll just call her Dr. Awesome. She is a middle school principal, has been for about 4 years. And she, prior to that, was an assistant principal in high school, middle school, and then another high school for 13 years. And prior to that, was a teacher for 9 years. I interviewed her and asked her, what is the biggest challenge that you're currently facing in your role? And she said that this particular week, her biggest challenge is dealing with TSI money, which I just learned is money that is provided to schools for or who do not produce results for their underserved populations. So either their ESL population or their EC population. And so anyway, she has X amount of money that she has to plan for next year, and she was only given this week to do it. She just found out how much money it was and had to turn that around really quick, and some of that needed to be professional development. And she was talking about how her hardest thing was trying to find appropriate professional development that fits that budget and to secure it within a week. So I've never thought really about, first of all, I didn't know what TSI money was before I interviewed her, but two, I've never thought about her having to quickly turn around something like that and wanting to make it the best that it can be, but only having a short amount of time. She also talked about how she has upcoming benchmarks. The final end-of-year benchmark exams are coming up, and she only has a 2-week window to get it in. And with students and teachers coming back from spring break, it's kind of hard to hit them straight away with, you got to get prepared and got to get these benchmarks in. But anyway, those are her two biggest struggles that she's working on right now. When I asked her, how do you plan for challenges or a crisis that might occur, she kind of chuckled, and she said that honestly she uses common sense and trained herself well on some of the district things that they teach you about how to handle crisis. And then after that, she says she doesn't really plan for it. In fact, she was talking about how she asks like the local fire department or whoever is going to host or conduct rather like a lockdown drill, to not give her any heads up that they're going to do a lockdown, to literally just show up and have the office secretary call a lockdown, because she says that's really the only way you plan for a crisis, is to not have a plan, is to see how it goes and to learn from the mistakes that you might make and hopefully learn from them before it's a real one. And then what tip does she have to overcome the challenges she was talking about with regards to crisis, to follow and make sure you're trained well on what the district tells you you should and could do, like what calls you can make, what you can and cannot say to the press if they were to come to your school for a crisis, and so on. She talked about how our district has a handout, so to speak, for those things, like a flip chart for some of those things, and to familiarize yourself with those. And then, how do you maintain focus on learning and leading even when there is uncertainty or a crisis present? She said that in an administrative role, it seems that there is always a crisis. It doesn't matter if it's a student crisis, a teacher crisis, or what anyone in society would consider a crisis. And so for that, you have to just maintain focus on being calm, using common sense, being seen a lot. She recommended that sometimes, even though you are just swamped, especially here at the end with like summative evaluations and paperwork and her TSI money stuff, that you just kind of have to get up and walk around, see the kids, see the teachers, and show them that you are calm and that you are still invested in finishing out the year successfully. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed my interview notes.